So hello everyone. Today we are going to recap what we did in our last class. We discussed about some important defenses. Why defenses are needed? Because not every time you commit a wrong, that is like due to some intention. There must be some reason, some excuse, some justification which can be presented before the court and made out to be a defense for yourself. So defense are broadly categorized into two parts. One is justifications and second is excuse. So over here, justification, it is about an act which is done under some circumstances and it was the right thing to do at that point in time. Suppose a person is coming to hit you and you hit him back. In that case, you are acting in self-defense. So that becomes a justification for your act. Next, we have an excuse where the act is wrongful, but the law forgives the person because there are some parameters which the person fulfills. Suppose the person is an infant. There is a legal maxim known as Doli Incapax, where under Indian law, a child which is under the age of 7 years, he cannot commit a crime. So any act done by him cannot be termed to be a crime. Then there are some other excuses such as insanity, mistake of fact. So in those cases, we have these defenses. So over here, we have listed a few important defenses. The first one is private defense. In this, a person is protecting themselves or their property or someone else's life or someone else's property from imminent danger or threat. But over here, the part to be focused on is that the threat must be imminent and their response should be proportional. They cannot beat the shit out of the other person just because they want to take a revenge of a slap they were given 5 minutes ago. All right. Then acts done by public servants in good faith. Now suppose a police person was to arrest A and by mistake due to some of his investigation lapses, he went on to arrest B. But the intention over here was to arrest the right person. There was no ill will. In that case, this defense can come into play and the person can be saved or the liability can be reduced. Then we have accidents. Now, there are some cases where you get into an accident where you do not want to hit a person, but your brake fails, your car's brake fails, and you go on to hit that person. In that case, you were not meaning to commit that crime. So what is missing over here? Mens rea. The guilty mind is missing. Then we have an excuse of insanity. Suppose a person of unsound mind commits a lawful or unlawful act. In that case, that person is given the defense of insanity. That person cannot think right. He is not a reasonable man. Then infancy, I've already discussed. Then we have a mistake of fact. Over here, any act in which you are following everything according to the law, but due to a mistake of fact, you commit something which is wrong. And मेरी slide चली गई है. Now, coercion. Suppose you are told to rob a bank at a gunpoint. In that case, you are under coercion. You are being forced to do that. But can you kill a person under coercion? No. So there is no justification or defense for taking someone else's life to protect your own. But for offenses which are of less gravity, in that case, coercion applies. Then compliance with legal authority. Now suppose a person is carrying out a legal warrant. He is going to arrest a person. Usually, if you take away somebody without their permission, that amounts to kidnapping or abduction. But when there is a lawful warrant out for that person and a police officer goes on to arrest that person, in that case, what is happening? He is carrying out his legal duty. He is complying with the law, and that is the court order. So these are some of the major defenses. There are many more, but the whole crux of it is that the defenses are available just to ensure that you make a case for your actions. Not every time your actions are intended to commit a crime, but they are in response to something that is happening around. So that's it for today. Thank you.